The following is a presentation of William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The MLB offseason has gotten wild with free agency. Here to discuss the latest from the Diamond is Andy Gavin, Kyle Moppert, David Gordon, and Daniel Karp. Juan Soto signed the biggest contract in sports history. Daniel, I'll go over to you first. Where do the Mets go from here? What else do they need to do?
They need more starting pitching. They just lost Luis Severino. They might lose Sean Manaea, which you guys know I love Sean Manaea. I think they should get him back. I don't think they have a true ace in this team. Kodai Senga got roughed up last year in the playoffs, and they signed Frankie Montas and Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes are going to try to turn into a starter. I don't see how that works, to be honest, but starting pitching.
Yeah, I mean, they could go after a guy like Bones to boost the rotation.
Yeah.
So yeah, starting pitching is key for them. I'll go to you, David.
Yeah, they got to sign a bat to back up Soto because with Alonso possibly being gone, the Mets lineup could use a power hitter to complement Soto. Maybe like a Christian Walker, Teoscar Hernandez could be a good cleanup hitter. It's all going to be about balancing that lineup.
Yeah, Kyle.
I think they're just getting little pieces, fill out their lineup because they got the big name in Juan Soto, and you're going to lose Pete Alonso most likely. So I do think that they just need the little pieces to fill them out a little bit, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Andy, where are you going with this one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Re-signing Pete is what the Mets have to do. He's proven that he is, one of the best first basemen in the league. He has great ball contact. Problem is, past 2 seasons, he has average has dropped, his OPS has dropped. He's still hitting the home run ball, but his defense is kind of there. He's still one of the best first basemen. First baseman is one of the hardest positions to play. There is Christian Walker out there. That's still some money that they don't want to spend because he's aging. You can sign Pete Alonso long term, and that's a bat that you could have protect Juan Soto.
Pete Alonso can fit in pinstripes. He's definitely a guy that they can go after. But the Yankees signed Max Fried to a contract, and they got they're still missing pieces and the lefty bat. They need a lefty bat in the lineup. Andy, I'll go to you. What do they need to do?
Yeah, they got Max Fried 8 years, $218 million. So now they have that right field, left field hole, losing Soto. Now they can get Kyle Tucker in a trade, give up a piece. If it's Luis Hill, Rookie of the Year, do it. Kyle Tucker is one of the best right fielders in the league. Talking about amazing power, he has it. Bats ball skills. He's a 5-tool player. Karp knows it. Everyone that plays baseball, 5 tools is the best you can be. And one thing I really want to point out is his OPS has just been going higher and higher and higher. And I really think he'd be great in that lineup for the Yankees.
Yeah, he can fit definitely into that lineup. I'll go to you, Kyle.
Yeah, I think the Yankees just need to fill out their lineup. Their bullpen is a big factor, what they need, because of the playoffs, you need to have good pitching. And, and they just traded for Devin Williams as well. So that's a big piece for them. And since they got, Judge and Jazz or whatever, they need to just fill out the little pieces they have in their lineup.
Yeah, filling out that lineup is crucial. Going after little guys like Kyle Tucker, that can help out a lot. Karp will go to you.
Trade for Cody Bellinger. I think the Yankees have been on to Cody Bellinger and Kyle Schwarber for at least the last 2 or 3 seasons now. Cody Bellinger, they've been linked to his father, Clay, played in the Bronx a couple of years ago. He could play a great first base. His rookie year, won Rookie of the Year as a first baseman. Also plays an exceptional outfield, so you could bounce him out either or. The thing is that he's owed an extra $53 million over the next 2 years, and the Yankees don't want to eat. The Yankees think the Cubs should eat a little bit of that, where the Cubs think they don't. So I think that's where they're apart now. But if they could come to some kind of meet in the middle, yeah. I think that they can make a deal.
Yeah, Cody Bellinger, again, I'll say
compromise.
He looks good to fit into this Yankees lineup. David, finish off here.
They got to sign Christian Walker. He's a veteran. He's great power. Could fill that first base spot. He batted .251, 26 home runs, 84 RBIs in 2024. And defensively, he had a .998 fielding percentage and only had 2 errors all of last season. So he's an all-around great player that could help contribute to winning games.
Yeah, if they don't get Pete, Christian Walker's another great option for they need
the
defense.
Yankees.
With the winter meetings winding down, there has been a lot of surprising free agent acquisitions. Kyle, I'll go to you. What free agent has caught your eye?
I think the most surprising transaction has been Andres Jimenez. You know, he's a great middle infielder for the Cleveland Guardians, and they traded him to the Toronto Blue Jays, which I think is super surprising because, you know, the Guardians went to the ALCS, and they had a fight against the Yankees. They did get unlucky towards the end. But, you know, he's a Gold Glove finalist. I'm pretty sure he won the Gold Glove at second base, and it just shocked me. That was the most surprising in my eyes.
Yeah. David?
I'm going to say Garrett Crochet. He was traded to the Red Sox, obviously, but I was expecting him to go to maybe a bigger market team like the Yankees or the Mets. Obviously, the Yankees signed Fried, but maybe the Mets could use one more starting pitcher, so I was expecting him to go there. But obviously, every team could use improvements in their starting pitching, so I guess the Red Sox just really needed someone to get that good starting role, maybe a 1 or a 2 in their starting rotation.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Crochet in just a little bit, but I'm glad you mentioned him. Andrew finishes. I'll go over to you.
I'm going to say Willie Adames. He signed a little early. He's one of the best shortstops on the market, if not the best. And, you know, he's going to one of the worst teams in the NL West right now, the Giants. They're at the bottom of the barrel right with the Rockies. And I think, you know, you could say he went for the money because he could have went somewhere in the NL or AL that needs a shortstop that can compete. You know, Yankees were in on him a lot because they could put him at shortstop, move Volpe to second, had that third base over for Jazz. Obviously, Caleb Durbin just got traded moments ago as the Yankees traded for Devin Williams. So that would have been a good spot for him. And all I'm saying as a Yankees fan, wouldn't you want to go somewhere to win? You're not going to win with the Giants. At that point, you're going for the money. But that's why it's so surprising to me.
Yeah. Karp finishes off.
So I'm going to say Jonathan Loaizaga getting re-signed by the Yankees. When he got injured, I think we all said, correct me if I'm wrong, that he's done. He's off the team. And surprisingly, they bring him back in a low-risk, high-reward kind of deal. He's pitched 69 innings over his last 3 seasons with a 3.5 ERA and 70 innings back in 2021. So, yeah, injury-prone. He's very injury-prone, but it's a good deal, low-risk, high-reward. He's going to be a crucial part of that bullpen because Yankees bullpen was kind of questionable last year. A guy stepped up in the postseason, but this is a guy they need to step up big time for them this season.
Yep. Garrett Crochet was traded from the White Sox to the Red Sox to give up high-profile prospects like Kyle Teal. Is Crochet worth it? We're going to start off with you, David.
I'm going to say no, because the American League is a lot easier this year for teams like the Yankees and the Orioles. So with competing with teams like that, I don't feel the Red Sox are going to be playoff bound. So I feel that getting Crochet is not worth it. And that's just the reality of the American League. And the Red Sox are not making the playoffs.
Yeah, he is switching socks if you get my, reference here. Kyle, I'll go to you.
I think it's very worth it. You know, the Red Sox have been in the mix for Shohei Ohtani last season, Juan Soto this season, and Max Fried. So they missed out on all those pieces. So why not go all in an ace? You know, Tanner Houck was their ace in the beginning of last season, but he had a shaky second half of the year. Lucas Giolito's coming back, and you can't expect him to be that good off injury. So I do think Garrett Crochet is a great piece for them, and especially to compete with the New York Yankees, who went to the World Series. Yeah. And, all they got to do now, I think, is to get Alex Bregman. I think that's a great piece for them.
Yeah.
And why not go all in?
Yeah. Gav, we got 1 no, 1 yes. Where are you going?
Yeah. I think one of the bigger things is, Kyle Teal is one of the best pitching prospects that MLB has ever seen compared to Adley Rutschman. He has that Buster Posey, comparison. And what's so good about that is I think the Sox really won this trade. I think it was very good
Which
for
Sox?
The Sox won this trade.
You got to specify.
But comparing him to Buster Posey, giving up that type of prospect for Garrett Crochet, he pitched 32 games this year. He had a 3.5 ERA, lost 12 games, won 6. Yes, he was on the worst team, the historically worst team ever. But 2023, 13 games. 2021, that's when he was in the bullpen, pitched 54 games. This is only his 3rd year as a starter. That's a big trade to give up, giving up a lot of prospects. That's going to hurt.
Yeah. Daniel finishes off here.
I'm going to say no as well. From a contract standpoint, it might be, sure, $2.9 million this year. You have control over him in arbitration next year, free agent after next year. But you're giving up 4 pretty damn good prospects in Kyle Teal, Braden Montgomery, who slashed almost an 1,100 OPS in college, and Chase Medroff, 838 OPS in AAA last year. So I think they gave up way too much for Garrett Crochet. Yeah, good piece. Going to have him for another year or two, but I think that's a big call of prospects, especially when this guy hasn't even solidified himself as like a true starter. Yeah, 1 year was pretty good. Bad team. I get it. But I need to see another season out of him. I think this year he could, yeah. I think after this year I could definitely win him in the trade.
Yep. That's going to do it for the Diamond. It will be an interesting 2025 Major League Baseball season rather. Let's swing it over to the ice to talk hockey with Bailey and the NHL crew next on WP Sports Desk.
Merry Christmas.